and kind of give you a quick way to take a poll while you're doing an online class. And you could do this, and this is right now free till July. It's called Slido. Now, let's go on. So tonight we're going to be talking about slides and Canvas. And slides are a great way for you to allow collaboration amongst your classes as well as with your peers. So for this evening, my name is Paige Durham, and I am the instructional designer at Germanna Community College. Tonight in our chat area, we have Forrest Smith from Germanna, David Todd from the system office, and Terry Milroy from Southside. We also have Sherry Prupus from the system office, and we might have some more people, but I'm not going to look at the chat. So let's begin. So for the evening, this is going to be our agenda. Where are Google Slides? Converting from PowerPoint, embed in Canvas, add-ons, which is Slido, and Unsplash, turning on captioning, and recording using Studio. Why use slides? Well, first of all, it's free, and all of our students and faculty have it. It's web-based, lots of free templates. It works offline, so you can download it. You can open a PowerPoint in Slides, or you can convert that PowerPoint into Google Slides. There's no need to save because it saves automatically for you. You can publish to the web. There's tons of fonts. It's easy to share. Voice type, you can do speaker. You can type in, instead of typing out, you can use the speaker notes. You can easily insert media. You can check on the version history. So if you want to check out the version of a group project, you can be able to see who did what. You can present using Chromecast. So if you have a Chromecast in your home, you can actually project that. You can present with Google Hangouts. It has built-in Q&A, and it has automated closed captioning. Now, the closed captioning only works in Chrome, and right now I'm actually presenting using Slido. So that's why you don't see it. So in just a minute after we go out and we come back, I will show you how the closed captioning works. So where do you find those slides? So to find Google Slides, you're going to use your My VCCS account. Other words, it's your login for Canvas plus @email.vccs.edu account. Once you are in there, you are going to click on the Gmail account in order to get all of the apps that are available. So let's take a minute, and I'm going to pop back over, and I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So when you get to, and you've logged in with your college portal, and you get to you click on the Gmail, and then you click on these little waffle over here. So if you see the little waffle, you have all of those tools available to you. The one you're going to click on for slides is obviously one that says slides. However, there are other ways to get to Google Slides. If you click on your Drive, when you get to Google Drive, you can also find slides by clicking on the plus over here, and you can enter it from here. So you have a couple options. Now notice that when I hover over the arrow, I can get to either a blank presentation, or I can get to a template that would allow me to automatically start creating a, oops, that's not what I clicked on. You can start creating a presentation directly from a template. So here you can see the template gallery, and there are lots of options here, and you can automatically find one, and you can put them right in, and you, as soon as you click on it, you can begin working. So just that's something to keep in mind if you are interested in finding some different templates. So, and this is what I just showed you. And now let's talk about converting from a PowerPoint. So a lot of people have used PowerPoints and you have them saved, and they work really great. But there are some things in Google that just help make things a lot easier for students, and it really helps embed in Canvas beautifully so that your students really don't even have to leave Canvas to view your PowerPoint, nor do they have to download it. So how do you get from PowerPoint to slides? So you're going to, in your Google Drive, you're going to click on the new, and then instead of clicking on the slides, then you're going to click on File Upload. Then you're going to choose the PowerPoint file that you want to use. And if the upload is successful, you will see the upload is complete option at the bottom. So the next thing you're going to do is click on the title of that file that you just uploaded, and then click Open With, and then choose Google Slides. And you're going to see when you open it, that's this little image right down here at the bottom, that it says PPTX. That tells you that Google has kept that file as a PowerPoint file, but it is allowing you to open it as inside of Google Slides. So you may want to keep it that way, or you may want to convert it to a Google Slide. So here are a few more things. So your file that you just uploaded is now in your Google Drive, and you can leave it there, but you can still share the link out. And it's always going to be there, and you can still update it, and those updates will be saved. And this new version of your PowerPoint, you can actually change the theme and edit the slides within the Google platform, and it will make those changes. You can share it with students as a link, or you can embed it into Canvas. And then you can always convert that PowerPoint into Google Slides. So I would like for you to take just a couple minutes. I'm going to put my timer on, and I am going to give you 2 minutes to do a little activity. Here's the activity I would like for you to complete. So I would like for you to log in, locate Google Slides, find a PowerPoint that you probably are going to use soon, and then you're going to open the new file in Google Slides. And then you can make some changes if you want, or you can even save it as Google Slides. Please remember that we do have many people in the chat to answer your questions, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, great. So I have turned on the captioning and now you should see something at the bottom of your screen. Now let's talk about embedding inside of Canvas. Why would you want to embed? This would allow students to view the presentation within Canvas. So they don't have to download it. They can move through the presentation. They can use all of the controls. And it keeps them within it so that they stay a little bit more focused. It also does allow for collaboration inside of Canvas, and you can also use a link. If you notice the image that is pictured on your screen, you can see that you have the option to either embed inside of Canvas or simply to put the link. Once you have embedded it into Canvas, you do have a couple of options. For example, if you notice, you have a laser pointer in Canvas, excuse me, Google Slides. And so that you can bring up whatever you would like, and it kind of gives you the ability to highlight whatever you'd like, or it can make you really dizzy. So the other thing you can also do is from inside of Canvas, students would have the ability to print it or to download it as a PDF or to download it as a PPTX. So that would be a PowerPoint file. So if you want the laser pointer, it is at the bottom. And then this little box that is in next to the laser pointer is a full screen option. You can also view this, go through the slides and do that rather than using the arrows, you can skip around.
Paige, can you repeat the embed part? A lot of people are asking how do they embed from Canvas? They were a little confused by that.
We haven't gotten that far, but I wanted to tell them about it before I got to that. So I'm going to go, I just wanted to talk about the embedding, and now I'm going to actually go and show you how to do it. So inside a Canvas course, you have some options on how, where you can embed and how you can embed. So I'm going to go over, for example, let's say you want to put a presentation in so that your students will be able to view the presentation and then either complete an assignment or a quiz. So you're going to click on plus in the module. And I would highly suggest that for now, that you would name it something like Google for the sake of this presentation. And then you're going to add a page. So then you're going to click on the title of the page. And then you're going to actually embed this. So I'm going to give you an example and then I'm going to show you. So this is what it looks like when you embed a Google Slide presentation inside of Canvas on a page. However, you can also embed it in an assignment. So you can also do it in an assignment, as a quiz, and an announcement. So now let's go back to modules, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I'm going to click on the plus, and I'm going to do it this time as an assignment. And I'm going to click the assignment name. You can call it whatever you'd like. Now I'm going to click on the title of the assignment. And now I'm going to click on Edit. Now, I'm currently using the new Rich Content Editor. So I'm going to show you this way, and then I'm going to show you another way. To find Google to embed a slide presentation using the new Rich Content Editor, you're going to click on the three dots and then the plug. And then from here, you can see that the apps open up. And from here, you would pick Google Drive. Well, let's see if that works. Well, that did not click. I clicked and it did not go anywhere. So let's pop over here. Canvas is being a little bit slow. I'm just going to do this in a different course so that it has the old Rich Content Editor. So once you've created or decided where you want to put the presentation, it doesn't matter what you decide you want to put it in. So from this Rich Content Editor, you're going to click on the V that's right here in the middle that says More External Tools. Hopefully everybody can see that. If you click on the Google Drive, oh, that's not what I want to use. So when I click on the Google Apps, which is in the V, this brings me to my VCCS Google Drive. You have to remember that Canvas is connected with your email.vccs.edu account. So anything that is in that specific drive can be embedded. So from here, I know that I have a presentation. So I know that this is a Google slide presentation because of the image that you see here. I'm going to click on that. Now, when I click on that, I have to scroll down just a little bit to get to see that embed option. From here, I can click on the embed option and wait just a second. And now my presentation has been added into this assignment. And again, from here, you can see that you can scroll down and you would, of course, see a bunch of other options since I did choose assignment, but I wanted you to see that you could actually put this inside of Canvas. Now, if you notice very briefly, every now and then you're going to see authorize. What that means is that it is authorizing, Canvas is authorizing your Google account to pull that presentation in. Once you've done this initially, you shouldn't have to do that again. If you aren't sure whether or not you have your Google Drive connected to Canvas, you can simply check by going over to your account, and then you're going to click on Settings. And from here, you're going to see Web Services, and here's where you can see that I have allowed my Google Drive to be connected to Canvas. So now I've showed you how to embed in Canvas using the Rich Content Editor and clicking on the V and choosing the Google Apps, and then you can find the activity that you chose in the one we just did, and you can choose to embed it. Please remember that if you are having questions, there are several people who are answering them in the chat. The other thing I want to tell you is that this presentation is being recorded, as well as the slides will be given to you in an email, and you can always find them at edtech.vccs.edu/webinars, but don't try to remember that because I'm going to show it to you at the end. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my presentation, and I'm going to get to the next activity. So from here, I'd like for you to use a Canvas sandbox or an old course and click on modules. You can add a module or you can use an old one. Then you can add a new page, give the page a title, and then edit the new page, and then use the rich content editor and find that file that you uploaded into your Google Drive in activity 1. Two minutes. Ready, set, go. All right. Hopefully everybody had a chance to at least log in and make sure their Google Drive is connected to Canvas. If it isn't, we'll go back and do that toward the end. All right. So now that you've had a chance to look at Google Slides, do you think that you will embed Google Slides as an embedded Google slide, or will you embed it as a PowerPoint? Now, while we say that, I want to show you the difference once you think about how you want to, which one do you think you'll use? So do you think you'll use it as a Google slide within PowerPoint, within Canvas, or keep it as a PowerPoint and embed that PowerPoint? I love being able to see the movement on this. So I really appreciate you all participating with your mobile device while you're in the webinar. Makes it a little bit more fun. And we all know that our students are probably going to have their mobile device right next to them, as well as what they're doing while they're supposed to be listening. So, all right, so I see that most of us are probably going to do it as a Google slide. So now I'm going to give you a little side-by-side comparison. Here you can see the difference. So we have the slides embedded within Canvas on the left, and then the slides embedded as a PowerPoint file on the right. Now, what you may or may not be able to see is that right over here, you see there's a slider. So students would actually have to scroll up and down to view the slides. And if you notice, you can see here it says, it's one of 11. So they would actually have to scroll in order to see the slides. They would not have an advance by using the arrow. Whereas if you see the Google slide presentation, that they do have the little arrow that they can use to navigate to the next slide or back to the previous slide. Okay, so let's keep on going. All right, so we have some add-ons for slides. So how do you find add-ons? So at the top of the toolbar, it says add-ons, and then you're going to click on Get Add-ons. When that opens, you're actually going to be taken to the Google Marketplace. So the Google Marketplace will allow you to search for very specific add-ons, or you can just look at what's already there. You can read more about it. You can then decide whether or not you want to have it. You can click install, and then you'll choose the account, which of course is your email.vccsu account if you have more than one Google account, and then you click allow and done. So what exactly is Slido? Slido, I'm not sure how you say it, tomato, it's one of those. It is interactive polling. So it allows you to either have multiple choice, it allows you to have open text, it allows you to have a word cloud, and it also allows you to do a rating. You can also do quizzes, you can do live Q&A, and there's no need to leave the presentation in order to have the questions added. So the only thing is if you notice, I'm not sure if you saw or not, it says present with Slido. So you do actually have to present with that special add-on, but it's really actually very simple. And also in that account, you have the ability to check out some analytics. So now here's one of those rating questions that I was telling you about. So if you don't mind, if you would tell me what you think about Slido as an add-on in a presentation so that you can have an active poll while you're talking. And my feelings are not hurt because I'm definitely not getting any kind of compensation from Slido about whether or not their product is great. And now that they are offering the educator version for free, I highly suggest that you take a look. And it's definitely free until July, I'm pretty sure. Great. So again, I really like the fact that this is a poll that is in real time so that you can see how many people have participated and kind of how things are going along. So keep that mobile device handy. So Unsplash. Unsplash is free to use for anything. So these are all images that are searchable. They're high resolution. You can put them right into Canvas, makes it super duper easy. And if you know what that bottom picture is, you definitely have been watching TV a lot. So Unsplash, like I said, allows you to look for photos and you can search by topic. And again, they are Creative Commons. They are free to use. You can edit them. You can change the size, whatever you would like to do. So Unsplash is a really cool tool. The other thing about Unsplash that makes it great is it also is the same tool that's inside of Canvas to find images for things if you wanted to. You can use Unsplash to find images in Canvas. Okay, so now time for a little bitty poll. What do you think of Unsplash? What do you think of the idea of being able to find Creative Commons pictures inside of the presentation so that you don't have to go outside to find them on the internet and then check the copyright and all of that. So all of that is kind of done in a one-stop shop with Unsplash. Great.
Paige, can you explain again where they find the add-on so
Yep.
that they can get to that?
Yep.
They didn't know where to start.
That's next. Coming up. All right. So if you want to find an add-on, when you go to your Google Slides, so I'm just going to pick a template so that we can get started here. So this is just a simple template that I picked from the template gallery. Now the add-ons. In the bar at the top, add-ons is the very last one before help. And if you click on that, it's going to give you a little drop down. From there, you're going to click on Get Add-ons. Now you can see that there are the add-ons that specifically work with slides. So you have some options here, and here is Slido. You also have a accessibility checker. You have some noun project, which is actually there's some icons that you can add in. These are all of the things that you can use as an add-in. But if you want to know about the actual add-on, if you click on it, it will give you some information underneath about it. It'll also give you some sample images. Some of these are better than others, and sometimes you can read the comments to decide whether or not it's something you really think you would like to have. When you click on install, it's going to ask you, do you want give it permission? Continue. The next window that pops open is going to, this is where you're going to choose that edu account. So it's a email.vccs.edu account. And then you will, wait a second, and then it's going to ask you for access to your Google account, and you will click allow. And then once you've done that, you will click done. So I have a little activity for you to do now. So I would like for you to go to the Google Marketplace, and you can decide, you can take a look at the add-ons, you can get an add-on. If you do decide to choose one, make sure that you go through the steps to click install, then continue, choose your @email.vccs.edu account, then click allow, and then click done. 2 minutes. Ready, set, go. Okay, so now we're going to talk about turning on the captioning. So for those of you who want to make sure that your students have the accommodation that they need, you'll want to figure out how to turn on the captioning. There are a couple of caveats. First of all, it is an artificial intelligence that is captioning. They do not get recorded unless you are recording with Zoom like we are right now. And you can see that the positioning of the text can be moved. You have the option of changing things around. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So now we can turn on the captioning, and I can choose to put this at the top, and I can choose to make the text size large or extra large or small. You can change the, again, the position. So you can make whichever side you want. It doesn't have a save. So unless you are recording with Zoom or Studio, the text would not be available to students unless you are doing that with a recording. So that's a really cool tool. And I think if you are reading the text as I'm talking, you will see that it's actually very accurate, and that as long as you don't have any odd words, I don't think you should have any problem with the captioning being correct. So let's keep on going. So now let's talk about recording your presentation using Studio. So Studio is found inside of Canvas. It is, if you've ever heard of a tool called Screencast-O-Matic, it is actually Screencast-O-Matic inside of Canvas. So here is an example of where you can find Studio. You're going to find it on the left-hand side in the global navigation. You can also find it within the rich content editor. But for now, we're going to go with the global navigation. It can capture your screen as well as your webcam, and it will allow captions to be recorded while you talk. And then it also gives your students access. So when you are in Studio, and if you look at the image, I'll use my pointer, the image right here, you can see that, well, nope, you can't see anything because it went somewhere. You can see that right here you have record, add, and search. If I click on record, I have two options. I have the screen capture option and the webcam capture option. Now, with the screen capture option, which is really nice, you also have the ability to have yourself in the webcam in a very small little window kind of down at the bottom. When you click on it, you also may be asked to open the screen recorder launcher. And then, of course, if you do, you go ahead and click the big bar. So if you want more information on Studio, we are going to have a session on that as well. But I want to tell you how you can find it all on your own. To find information on Studio, right under the very last item on the navigational bar is a help button. If you click on the help button, you then will click on the search the Canvas guides option. And then on the next page, you will click on the box that says Studio Guide. All right, so now we're going to talk about slide templates. So there are a lot of templates that you can find online. And again, I'm going to give this presentation to you. So all of these links will be clickable, as well as you will have a link to the recording. And I will tell you where to find that in just a second. So if I wanted to go to any of these websites and I want to check and I want to see what some possible PowerPoint slides would, some templates for slides would be, I could do that by clicking on a link. So this one is called Slides Go. This is actually one of my favorite ones, and I really think they have the best templates that you can find. They're easy to use, they're very colorful. They also come with lots of extra things like different icons and different fonts. It really kind of helps to liven up your presentations. So that's a great place to go. And then if you want to look at any of these, you can click on it and notice that it gives you two options. It can be used as a Google Slides theme or download as a PowerPoint theme. And then if you see these smaller images at the bottom, they actually show you what's contained inside of the template. And of course, you can delete all of the words and change things around, but it does make your presentations definitely a lot more varied if you can use some different templates. So that's a really nice tool, and there are several others that I have listed on the slide deck. So when you get this, if you want to investigate, you can do that as well. So I want to do a quick kind of wrap up from where we started, which was a while ago. I know, seems like forever. So if I go back to Canvas, and I want to talk just briefly one more time about how you find, first of all, how you make sure that your drive is connected to Canvas, and then how you find what's inside of your drive to put inside of Canvas. So first check your account, and you're going to click on Settings, and then you're going to check the registered services. And again, it's really, if it's over here in other services, it's click and drag. So there's nothing that you have to do except click and drag it over. And once it is here, it may give you some prompts. It's been so long since I did it. But I think you do have to answer some prompts to make sure that you allow that to happen. Then once you get inside of Canvas, of course, you can go to any place that you would like to put a presentation. So I'm actually going to click this time in Announcements. And I'm going to click on Plus Announcement. And now I'm just going to type in anything here. And then again, it's the little V in the center. And then click on Google Apps. Wait patiently. And then you're going to find any presentation that you have just put in here. For example, I'm going to click on this one because I found it and it's first. And then I'm going to click on Embed. And now I'm done. So that presentation is now embedded inside of Canvas. And students would not have to download anything to view it. They could also print it from here. They can also notice they can click right through and they don't have to do anything except stay on the same page where they are. Okay, so for our last little bit, I would like to just ask you all very briefly to do a final kind of survey and let me know what you think you will try first. So if you would please go back to Slido and type in what you think you're going to try first. Are you going to try embedding? Are you going to try authorizing your Google Drive or connecting it? Are you going to try adding Slido? Are you going to go look for templates? Whatever it is, type it in, and as you can see, words start to show up, and the words used the most is the one that will be the largest. So it's a nice way to have a kind of a way to do a word cloud a little bit differently, and so that it kind of gives the ability for you to see what was the most important thing that you were working on, and it kind of gives me some instant feedback as well. Great. All right. And just to wrap up, we talked about locating the slides in the drive and talking about using your email.bccs.edu account. We talked about converting from PowerPoint. We talked about embedding in Canvas. We talked about the add-ons of Slido and Unsplash. We talked about turning on the captioning that has to be in Google, used with Google Chrome. We talked about recording using Studio, and then we talked about slide templates. So for the last little bit, you can actually use your Slido Q&A, and which is at this web address, theslido.com, and you can type questions in, or you can type answers in, or you can, I'm sure many of you have been typing them in the chat, and my chat facilitators are most awesome. And the final slide is a little survey. If you would be so kind as to complete for us to let us know how we did, what you liked, and what you would like to see again. And then there is a resource slide that comes after this. And then the final slide is the website where you can find all of the webinar recordings as well as all of the slide decks. So if you get a chance, that'd be great if you could complete the survey. And here's the resource slide. And then finally, I would like to say thank you very much for joining me this evening. Hopefully all of your questions were at least answered somewhat. And if they weren't, you can reach out to your instructional designer, or you can reach out to me. I am pdurham@germanna.edu, and you can find me that way. And if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to ask. So I'm going to go back to the slide with the survey on it. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we hope to see you again. Terry, you can start recording.
So Paige, one of the questions was if you